Global markets are on the edge of a knife, and many global indices have lost their support. But things will clear up after the CPI readings. And currently the market is predicting a hotter than expected CPI print with an 84.8% probability of a 75 basis point increase in the next FOMC meeting. I'll discuss what you need to be aware of. It's going to be awesome. Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS, and the inventor of the CTKS method that reveals smart money buy and sell levels, and BORSOG trading, which helps you to get into sync with the markets, and the CTKS Masterclass to transfer skills to be your own financial advisor. If you're new, a very warm welcome, and welcome back KS family. From my 30+ years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining positive excellence and real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market as well as the stock market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and also links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please seek out a CTKS ambassador to get 80% off. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. And please note, I do not have WhatsApp or Telegram. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 1% to 19,201. Ethereum is up 1.79% to 1301. We saw the PPI come in hotter than expected. And FOMC members have been restating inflation is not under control, and they will have to continue rate hikes. Later on today, the CPI numbers will come out. If the CPI prints hotter than expected, it could cause quite a sell-off in markets. And later in the week, core retail sales are coming out, as is consumer sentiment. It's a pretty rocky week. The next FOMC meeting is in 21 days, and currently there's an 84.8% probability, up from 81.3% yesterday, of a 75 basis point increase in the federal funds rate. The potential of raising rates again and again and again is weighing on earnings. Jerome Powell, when he talked to Jackson Hole, talked about rational inattention. And that's all about consumers and businesses baking in inflation expectations, positive inflation expectations, into their buying and selling decisions. Runaway inflation is a very, very dangerous thing. So what is the Fed and the central banks doing? They're destroying demand, costing people their jobs. Combined with that, there's so much political instability across the world. The markets do not like uncertainty. So we're entering a period of time where we must be cautious. It's critical to track the US markets because they account for about 60% of investment globally. And when we see the major market indices failing at their support levels, we know that that is a very dangerous sign. And you can see here that the whole world is under that instability at the moment. When we look at the S&P 500 and compare that to the 9 sell-offs and recoveries since 1966, remember a couple of days ago we were talking about the fact that we needed to get above this particular resistance level. We were rejected from that level. What does this actually mean? It means there's a lot of geopolitical and economic uncertainty. The sellers are coming in and pushing prices down. And there's a lot of global instability out there, as central banks all around the world are increasing their rates. We know that there are always opportunities inside the markets, inside all markets, because price moves in waves. We use the BORSOG code to do our three-dimensional thinking. We know the price can go against us, go neutral, or go flat, or go for us, just like a traffic light. This is part of your daily risk management, and it's really, really important to do. Always remember, you can't force the market to give you a specified return. You need to just move with the market as it is, and have patience sometimes. The market rewards active learning, your knowledge and your courage. We know that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. The prediction on the federal funds rate in April 2023 is 4.655%. How high could the federal funds rate go? If we travel forward a year in time, the probability of a 5% to 5.25% federal funds rate is 2.3%. So just keep that in mind. We're not expecting anything realistically over 5% at the current time. And if you go back through the different months, you can see that playing out. We're not expecting over 5%, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. But 4.75 to 5% should be about the terminal rate. That's why I've drawn this region in here, so we can keep our eye on that. We don't anticipate it going over 5%, but it could, so just bear this in mind. If we see increased elevation in government yields, we would expect the stock markets and Bitcoin, and of course all your beloved alts, to come down. And that would be witnessed by an increase in the federal funds rate prediction rate. So what we actually see here, as yields are coming up, the stock market and Bitcoin is coming down. Bitcoin is doing something that it's done in previous times. It's just consolidating. Fear is still elevated in the market. The Nasdaq 100 is under resistance. Bond prices continue to sell down. Bond yields continue to go up. Gold is just basing. The dollar may be turning down. Oil has done a retracement. And when we look at junk bonds is signifying that we may get a little bit of risk on behavior into the markets. And Masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart in TM6. After an absolute monstrous good run, the DXY is starting to base out. It's starting to flatline. It's almost midway between two strong support and resistance levels. A support level at 112.731 and a resistance level at 113.950. If the dollar starts to come down and continues to get weaker, we would expect the stock markets and crypto to absolutely rally. If it goes the other way and the dollar picks up strength, what we would expect is the markets to come down, and they could come down hard because they've already traded below their respective supports in the main markets. Bitcoin is currently trading at 19,171, and we can see it's slightly above the Armageddon line. What is this mythical Armageddon line all about? It basically says if we get too far below that line, we could see a massive waterfall sell-off. This is all part of our risk management strategy. It's too early to call exactly what will happen here. We've seen a little bit of basing, so many participants in crypto have been buying the dip, but the key is always what the main markets will do, especially around the CPI numbers. If we have positive developments inside the main markets, we would expect those to flow through to the crypto market. But it's important to note we're actually underneath a resistance line. It's quite common for price to go under a resistance line and then come back and retest and resume down. Just bear this in mind. And the last time we passed through an Armageddon line, it was pretty ugly in terms of price action. The markets are basically caught in limbo at the moment, and we can see across the past 24 hours there's been 30.49 million in liquidations across 34,174 positions. This is really, really light stuff. And when we look at the 24-hour period, we can see 54% short in terms of total liquidations. in the past 24 hours. Across the past 12 hours, about 59% long. Past 4 hours, 61% short. The past hour, about 58% short. So what we're actually noticing inside the market, there's not much commitment either way. And when we look at overall, it's just slightly more shorts than longs, but it's kind of like weekend trading. Everybody is just bailing on the market saying, what's going to happen next? And then I'll act. We can see the bull and bear index has come down just slightly from yesterday. We know that your beloved alts can't escape Bitcoin's gravity, and Bitcoin's gravity is influenced by the stock market's gravity. That's why we need to look at so many things. This is because crypto technical analysis is a professional discipline. We first mark up our charts with the CTKS method. Then we look beyond those charts, collecting probabilities and seeing all the charts that influence the one chart we're seeking to buy and sell at. There's a lot of work that you have to do to become consistently profitable. After all, it's your hard-earned money on the line. And the markets reward knowledge and active learning, as well as courage. Then we look back into the crypto market, finding the market's focus. But before we buy or sell, we must master our emotional control. And that's done through positive excellence. When fear controls our decisions often backfire, because acting on fear will create the thing we fear. Instead, crypto technical analysts focus on courage. Focusing on courage requires an abundance mindset. We can see total crypto market cap for Ethereum just coming back and testing this one support in all likelihood as resistance. All the alts, excluding Ethereum, and of course not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not an alt. The concept is the total 3 has lost its support level. All the alts have lost support. Total 2, which is the crypto market less Bitcoin, so it includes Ethereum and all the other alts, we can see it's absolutely lost support and it's under 2 levels of resistance. We can also see total crypto market cap, which includes Bitcoin, Ethereum and all the other alts, is currently 885.446 billion, and it's lost its support level here. Now, what does it do next? If it falls below this particular support level, coming out at around 867 billion, we would expect a massive waterfall sell-off. We've got to be careful at the moment. Always remember, there's 2 ways to make money. One way is to make profit, and the other way is to avoid losses. Looking at the top gainers across the past 24 hours, Luna is out in front, followed by H-bar. H-bar has been putting in a valiant effort. Look at H-bar go. Convex Finance, CVX, has done really well. It's broken out from a resistance level and then just spiked up. What about Ethereum name service, ENS? It's coming back and testing all of this resistance through this particular area. What about Lunacy? Lunacy, if it loses this support, it's going to look really ugly, and it's under multiple levels of resistance as well. Just bear that in mind. Dash is kind of just midway. It's midway to determine if it can go up or it can go down. It's fairly much wedged in the mid-range in between support and resistance. HNT, helium, looks quite interesting. It's got the potential to come up if it can overcome resistance at 464. But if it falls below 452, it could get quite ugly because there's not a lot of support underneath this level. The next level you would anticipate if we lose that support is 414. And when we look at Phantom lost its support around 2200 and then came down all the way down to around 20 cents, and it's just rallied up to 2087. Looking at the greatest losers in the past 24 hours, USTC, the not so stable coin, we can see that USTC just rallied in the previous session. Now it's the greatest loser. Just bear this in mind. This happens a lot, not only in the stock market, but also in crypto, especially in crypto. Maker was a very, very strong token. It did so well. Now it's sold down, and it's sold down actually quite significantly. Just be careful. A lot of people look at this kind of price action and say, I'm certain it's going up. As soon as you're certain, you basically just locked in a loss. It's really important to understand the dynamics of crypto, and that's what we talk a lot about inside the masterclass. When we look at ICP has been very, very weak, and it's been a very weak project for a very long time. We can see Clayton just continuing to sell down. LDO continuing to sell down as well. Atom lost its support, selling down. This is a pretty key time, because if we go much further than this, we're going to go a lot further down. So Atom, get it together, man. Okay, Flow. When we look at Flow, Flow has lost this previous level of support here. It's literally under a mountain of resistance. And this is what you must be careful of. When particular cryptos fall below a level of support, that becomes a level of resistance. And if there's a lot of support in a particular area, and I'm not just talking about Flow, this is just a conceptual thing to understand. If it actually has to get through all of this resistance, and the sellers and the shorters are very sure it won't be that easy to get through, just bear these things in mind. And we can see GMT is another one of the greatest losers. In the past 24 hours, it's coming up to regions of quite good short-term support. So let's see how things play out. We know that your beloved alt cannot escape Bitcoin's gravity. What this actually means, if Bitcoin moves up, we expect the alts to move up. 99% will do so. Less than 1% will go in the other direction, but gravity is gravity. It'll get it eventually. So just bear this in mind. When we look at, for example, Ethereum is just coinciding with Bitcoin's gravitational movements, its directional correlation. We can see that very much so with BNB. Poor old ADA has been really, really weak. And this is the problem with weak projects. They can sell off and sell off hard. The thing with good and strong projects, and when I say a good project, I'm talking from a technical perspective. All of these projects are good from one perspective or another. We can see that XRP has been very, very strong in relationship, for example, to ADA. Does this mean that XRP is better than ADA? It just means that it has different technical setups. One thing, as a crypto technical analyst, we don't get into warfare. It's plain that all projects are good in some way, shape or form. We just look at the technicals and say, okay, how is this particular project going? And we can see XRP has got a lot of strength. Definitely. If XRP wins the court case against the SEC, that is Ripple wins the court case, it will get relisted across not only America, but a lot of other jurisdictions. The smart money will flow into it because it will be safe if it wins. The key, if it wins. We can see Solana selling down more than what Bitcoin is doing. When we look at Bitcoin, it's been coming up just a little. Solana has been going down. It's showing weakness. And we can see Doge just aligning with Bitcoin's gravity. Matic has been stronger, and poor old DOT, which has been weak for a long time as well, just like ADA, has sold down, but not so much as ADA has sold down. But just be aware, there's not a lot of support underneath DOT's price at the moment. This is kind of nothing there but hope and a paperclip. The markets are currently pricing in a worse than expected CPI reading, and it's nearly an 85% probability of a 75 basis point increase in the federal funds rate. If the CPI print doesn't come in hot, we could see a major rally in crypto and the stock markets. But if it comes in hotter than expected, we could see the exact opposite. Well done to everybody who puts in their BORSOG codes each and every day. That BORSOG code is only for the next 24 hours. And it's based on what you think the market will do relative to your portfolio and the investments or the trades that you have. When you do this three-dimensional thinking, the market will reward you for your active learning, because you're using your knowledge and your courage to forge out a path and know what you will do if price goes against you, goes nowhere, or goes for you. This is incredibly important. Don't worry, it takes a little while to get the hang of the BORSOG code, but the concept is very, very solid. Each and every day, you're just trying to figure out what could happen from your perspective. You'll find that over time, your synchronization will get better and better. You'll get into the flow state of the market. And Barnes talked about that flow state. I find that synchronization is when you are one with the markets. Pattern recognition is easy, finding opportunities is easy, and extracting profit becomes easy, like reaching the flow state. When desynchronization begins, pattern recognition becomes hard. You're not one with the market. Finding opportunities is difficult, and extracting profit is very, very hard to do. I got to a point where I didn't know why, but I couldn't find opportunities anymore. Alas, I had desynchronized. Thank you, Barnes. I call it the Midas touch. You can think of synchronization is when you have the Midas touch, everything reaches that flow state very, very quickly and very easily. If you lose the Midas touch, you'll find it again sometime. Don't worry too much about it, but always keep inside the market to one degree or another. But that just means use your coffee money wisely. In the comments today, I thought we could talk about respect. Respect is an incredibly powerful tool. Those with positive excellence have respect by default as a default setting. That means we respect other people. We don't need to dominate them. It also means that we respect the market. We don't need to dominate the market either, because you can't. The market doesn't know you. We can't bend the market to our will. We have to just respect the market where it's at. And that's why we do our three-dimensional decision making every single day. And the reason that BORSOG code is so important to your profitability. I look forward to your thoughts. Each and every day we do our CTKS Creed. This is all about priming our mind for profitability in the crypto market as well as in life. The CTKS Creed is a series of positive affirmations that you say to yourself. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. The CTKS Creed is the most powerful way to prime your mind for Zone 3 and Zone 4. It's the fastest way to get there. If you have friends or family who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. This week I'll be reaching out to contact the shortlisted Tails CTKS Partial Master Scholarship awardee. Please keep your eyes on your emails if you've applied for the Partial Masterclass Scholarship. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.